I didn't really take into consideration that I would look like a floating head, but here we are. Hello you guys, and welcome to my first installment of my advice column series. Basically, they are going to be advice column videos covering a plethora of different topics, but in this specific video, I'm going to be doing relationship advice, and I have an email address and I will put it on the screen. So that email is open to any of you that would like to submit any type of relationship advice, or if I'm doing a different topic. All that I ask is that if you do submit an email, please put whatever advice you need in the subject line. Just give me like a short summary of what's going on and let me know if you would like to remain anonymous or not. And if you do not want the people's names being said out loud, then just like switch up the names so we don't have anybody coming for us, you know? Disclaimer, I'm not a dating coach. I'm not a relationship coach. I'm not a therapist. I'm just a girl who's seen some shit. Besides makeup and creativity, I would definitely say that my second passion in life is definitely helping people. I'm a fixer to the core. I just thought that I could create a safe space for you guys to come to with any of your problems, and then we could all help each other. But more than anything, it's supposed to be just chill girl and guy time. I'm gonna be doing my makeup because you guys know I need to do something with my hands, and I will list the products that I use in the description box below. But yeah, come hang out, grab a snack, grab a drink. Speaking of drinks, I'm gonna be having an adult beverage myself, and I would like to give a huge thank you to House for sponsoring today's video. I've worked with House before and I love the company, but if you have not heard me talk about House before, I'm going to take you guys to my kitchen and we're gonna whip up a quick cocktail, and then we will get into today's video. Hello you guys, and welcome to my kitchen. Now you guys know I love myself a nice adult beverage from time to time, but what I do not like are the nasty hangovers that can come along with drinking certain things. House is an aperitif for the modern day drinker, and because it's made with only real ingredients and no sketchy additives, and also has a lower liquor content, I find myself never really having to worry about the morning after drinking. House is a husband and wife owned company based out of Sonoma County, California that delivers bottles straight from the farm right to your doorstep, which is super convenient and right up my alley. Today I'm going to be mixing up a cocktail using the peach passion fruit flavor. It's tangy, sweet, and complex, and I definitely recommend giving this one a try because it's by far my favorite. So I'm just going to pour some of this on the rocks, and then I'm going to top it with all natural passion fruit juice and this Italian peach soda that I got from Whole Foods. House aperitifs are made with fruits, herbs, and botanicals, and they come in a wide variety of flavors, so there's something everyone will love. If you would like to try House for yourself, all you have to do is click the link in the description box below and use my code, and you will receive 15% off of your order. Thank you again to House for partnering with me on today's video. It's always a pleasure, and now let's get back to the video. This is truly delicious. Anyway, we are back. I actually had to redo my whole entire base because I looked like a grease bag. Okay, so the first email is from a girl named Alyssa. Alyssa says, "Hey Katie, I'm a huge fan, by the way. Thank you so much. My name is Alyssa. I was wondering if you would be able to do a video giving advice on how to deal with the aftermath of a toxic relationship. I was in one for 2 years. I was manipulated, blackmailed, used, and ended up developing a lot of anxiety and depression from this person. It's been more than a year, but I'm still dealing with the consequences from the relationship. I was wondering if you'd have any advice on helping people in situations like this. Thanks." Well, Alyssa, I too was in a very toxic and abusive relationship for 2 years. It was actually the first relationship I was ever in. So I chose to answer this email first because I feel like a lot of us could probably relate to something like this. So the biggest piece of advice that I could give to someone that is either getting out of a toxic relationship or is recovering from a toxic relationship is I really, really think it's so important to talk to somebody. If seeing a therapist is an option, 100% I recommend seeing a therapist. It doesn't make you weak. There's nothing wrong with it. But if it's not an option, I definitely recommend at least talking to someone about it, whether it be, you know, an adult that you trust. Sometimes it's not always easy going to your friends for advice because a lot of times you don't want people in your close circle like knowing all your business, but I feel like it's just so important to talk to someone. The last thing you want to do is keep those feelings inside and bottled up and, you know, just like harp on it. Or if you really are opposed to talking to someone, I would suggest writing and journaling and, you know, write down your feelings and really like get it all out. As far as the depression and the anxiety goes, I was right there with you. Like, I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. It seems like the end of the world when you're going through it. As cliche as it sounds, time really does heal everything. As the days go by, it just gets a little bit easier and a little bit easier. And then all of a sudden, like, you're just okay. There's gonna be a day where you're gonna be so thankful for what you're going through right now, because this is going to set you up for what you're not going to put up with in the future. Hopefully. Don't allow a negative person or a negative experience have a negative impact on your life. You know, I'm a very prideful person. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I will say that I like to channel my pride in a positive way. My pride will not allow me to let them win. If you let the person that hurt you or wronged you have a negative impact on your life in the future, you're just letting them win. You're just giving them the power over you. That's where my pride steps in and is like, not happening. You need to focus on yourself, and you need to do whatever you can to build back your self-esteem. Just be yourself again. And when I say focus on yourself, I really mean that. It's just natural to want to meet someone else right away, to find someone else to make you happy again. But what I can tell you through experience is that is like the worst thing that you can do, especially getting out of a toxic relationship. Because, like I said, the first person I ever dated was probably the most toxic and volatile relationship I've ever been in. And that's not saying anything negative towards them. I know that they watch my videos. But we were literally children. I'm so far past that and over it. And like I said, I thank God every day that I went through that relationship first. But after getting out of that relationship, I was not single for long enough. I think that I was only single for like, I want to say maybe like 6 months. And that was not long enough. Because what happened was, when I got into another relationship after that toxic relationship, ironically, the person that I dated after that was quite literally the opposite of toxic. They were amazing. There's not one thing that I can say negative. I don't really regret a lot in life, and I don't even regret this, but I will say, of every person I've ever dated, he's the one person that I just think in my head, like, what if I didn't meet him right after I got out of a toxic relationship? What if I actually met him when I was ready? Instead of taking for granted what I had standing in front of me, I just wonder if I would have appreciated it more had I not been just like so screwed up in the head from the relationship prior. I didn't know what relationships were supposed to be like because I had only been with one other person. To go from dating someone that constantly just drove me crazy. The relationship started off with them going behind my back and talking to other girls. A year and a half into the relationship, I got cheated on and then went back and then got cheated on again. Like, I felt every emotion in that relationship. I felt this crazy like adrenaline all the time. I would get sick to my stomach if their phone went off. I would get sick to my stomach if they were, 10 minutes coming late from work because I had caught them doing things up at their job. They were always writing like subliminal Facebook statuses, which sounds silly, but it was like, you know what I mean? If you've been there. It was such an intense and passionate relationship. I was just always crazy about them. And then eventually I got my shit together and I was like, what are you doing? Like, why are you putting up with this? And eventually I did leave. But when I got into this very healthy relationship, to this day, I regret how I treated that person. They were so sweet to me and so good to me and so nice to me. Like, I cannot say a single negative thing about this man. And it's just so sad because I was so used to someone driving me crazy all the time that when I started dating him and I didn't feel that like crazy, like sick, like just all the emotions in the world and all the passion in the world, when I didn't feel that, I was like, there's something missing. I would literally say to him, will you just fight with me? Like, will you just get angry with me? Will you just like yell at me or like raise your voice or just something? Like, sometimes I would be in a mood and sometimes I would be like being a bitch. And he was just like so nice, just like put up with it and was like, babe, can I get you anything? Do you need anything? How can I help? Like, you know, if I was ever stressed out about anything, he like went out of his way to like fix it always. And I was like, I'm being a bitch. Like, can you just tell me I'm being a bitch? Like, why are you so nice? Like, I would get so frustrated with him. And I think about it and I'm like, what is wrong with you? I just feel so bad. And I remember ultimately leaving him because I didn't feel like I was crazy about him. I mean, he ended up going to school in another state and I was very young, and like, it was just a lot for me because he wanted like the whole nine. Like, he wanted me to move out there with him. He, you know, told me he wanted to get married, and I was just like, I don't like feel the same way about you that I did about that person. And like, if it's not that, then like, I don't want it. But with age and with maturity, I learned that there were feelings that were lacking with him. 100% there were feelings that were lacking with him. And it was the bad ones. I didn't feel that sick, crazy adrenaline rush that I felt with my ex because he wasn't toxic, because he didn't drive me crazy. So I didn't feel that. And it's funny because I feel like I hear people say all the time, like, find someone that, you know, gives you butterflies for like years to come and this and that and the other. But I don't think there's anything wrong with, you know, being nervous around someone when you first meet them, or like when you first start dating and you kind of feel nervous and you're like giddy and it's exciting. Like, that's okay. But keep in mind that butterflies, that's anxiety. Okay? Me constantly feeling like that person gave me butterflies all the time? No, they didn't. They just made me feel anxious. They just made me feel anxiety. So when that feeling quickly went away with this new guy, I was like, this is boring now. Like, I don't feel anything anymore. But it's not that I didn't feel anything. It's that I just felt at peace. He made me feel peaceful. He didn't drive me crazy. And it took me a long time to realize that. We all realize things when they're like a little too late, and that's fine. Everything happens for a reason. He's so happily moved on. He's engaged. Like, I congratulated him, you know, when him and his fiance got engaged. He's just like the one person that I think, like, what if? So don't make that mistake. Don't think that the relationship that you were in is how things are supposed to be, because they're not. And that crazy, like, toxic thing might be fun for a little while, and it might be exciting, but that'll literally like drain your soul. It'll drain your self-esteem. It'll make you feel this big, and that is not what you want in a partner, and that is not what you want for the rest of your life. If I met someone now that was even like half the man that he was, I would be so appreciative, because after going through the shit that I've gone through with the people that I've dated, I'm like, wow, you really like screwed that one up. But once again, happy for him, swear to God. But I want the biggest takeaway from all that I just said to be this: talk to someone. You have to. Get everything out. The more that you get it out, the more that you'll feel better. And if you can't talk to someone, write it down. Do not go looking for someone else to make you happy. Make yourself happy. If you can't feel happy and complete by yourself, it's gonna put off this energy that you need someone. When you put out an energy that you need someone, and I'm not saying that you do, but just a message to everyone watching, all that's going to attract is someone that feels like they have power over you. And then your partner is going to think, well, she needs me. Well, he needs me. And I can treat them however I want, and I could walk all over them, and I could take advantage of them, and they're not gonna go anywhere because they need me. And you do not wanna be in a relationship with a power struggle. You do not wanna be in a relationship with someone who feels like they can do whatever they want to you, and you're just gonna still be there. And feeling like that will bring you back to a dark place. So after you've taken some time, and after you feel like you truly are happy and you don't need anyone else, then and only then should you get into anything with anybody else. There's nothing that is more inspiring to glow up than heartbreak. So use that and channel it. Channel this heartbreak and channel these emotions and literally have the glow up of your life. And remember, if and when you start dating someone else and all you're used to is that toxicity, it's probably going to be so much easier to date another person that's toxic, because that's what you're used to and that's what you're comfortable with. But you need to constantly remind yourself that you don't ever want to feel the way that you feel right now ever again. I put this quote on my Instagram story like a week ago, and I don't know it word for word, but basically the quote is, the wrong person will find you and leave you in pieces, which is what you're feeling right now. So know that that person was not right for you. The right person will find you and lead you to peace. Well, Alyssa, I hope that that helped. As far as that like anxiety and depression that you're feeling right now, just do stuff that makes you happy. Hang out with friends, you know, work out. If you have a hobby, do that hobby. And if you don't have a hobby, you know, find one. Do stuff that makes you happy. And when you truly are happy and you're confident and you're putting your best foot forward, you're going to attract that energy. Okay, I feel like I spent a lot of time on that one specific email, but I also wanted to answer that question first because I feel like that could probably help the widest range of people. Some of these emails are like very specific, so that's why I spent a lot of time on that. Okay, this is a long one. Wait, am I allowed to say your name, sir? This one is actually from a boy. He says, "Hey Katie, I came across your video the other day and I've been a fan for a while now, mostly because I love the Vegas lifestyle." Do you? Because that makes one of us. But thank you. I appreciate you watching my videos. A little background story with me is I put off dating for about 6 years now because of a failed relationship where my girlfriend was caught cheating and stealing money from me without me knowing. So I was kind of traumatized on the whole dating and letting your guard down scene. Anyways, I started talking to this girl that I've been friends with for a while now. She had just gotten out of a 4-year toxic relationship, and when I say toxic, I mean toxic. We started innocently flirting around October, going out for drinks here and there, and talking every day in November up until now. We've hooked up here and there, and she's currently in school to get her MBA. She had just gotten her master's program in the beginning of January, and she's been flustered with schoolwork. And as a good almost boyfriend, I have been supportive and have given her space to do her work and study for exams and try to make her life as easy as possible, whether it be having someone to talk to or sending her food so that she doesn't have to worry about making dinner and she can focus on her classes. Lately, she's been a little standoffish, and the other day she told me that she had gone to see her doctor because she was having mental issues. She'd gone through a lot in 2020 regarding the breakup, amongst other things as well. But when we had our conversation, she said she wanted to talk about her right headspace and regarding if it is the right time to be in a relationship or not. She had said that she thinks she's compressing feelings regarding all the bad shit that happened to her at the end of the year, and now she's trying to heal. Now for me, I have major PTSD from this past relationship, and I just don't want to be strung along or taken advantage of. I don't think that's what she's doing, but the pessimist in me has got me overthinking. I kind of low-key knew she wasn't ready, but that's why I wanted to take things slow and haven't formally asked her to be my girlfriend until I knew she was ready. But she still wants to go back to normal and try to grow a relationship at a slow pace that doesn't make her feel anxious or stressed. Now my issue is that I just tend to overthink things sometimes and think of these terribly unlikely scenarios, like what if she's playing me and stringing me along and it goes nowhere and I wasted my time. But at the same time, it doesn't feel like she's wasting my time because she still wants to continue what we're doing, but she wants to be in the right headspace for when we do become boyfriend and girlfriend. Can you tell me what you think so I can try to get these stupid scenarios out of my imagination? Best regards, Brett. Well, Brett, thank you for your email and thanks for writing into me. I have some advice. I don't know if you are going to like it, but what I took from that, and maybe I'm wrong, but what I took from that is I feel like you're at a point where you want more than she does. I mean, you're quite literally playing the role of a boyfriend without the title or commitment of having this girl be your girlfriend. And like I said, you're probably not gonna like it, but I feel like you're just heading down a slippery slope. Not only you, but no one else deserves to play the role of a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a great partner when you're not actually that. And there's literally nothing wrong with you feeling the way that you do and feeling like you might be getting taken advantage of or feeling like you're being strung along, because anyone would feel that way. What I took from that email is this girl is basically getting to reap all the benefits of who you are as a person, which you seem like you're a great guy. You seem like you're doing all the right things and you're giving her space when she needs it and you're being there for her when she needs it and you're playing the boyfriend role, and she gets all those benefits without committing to you. And if someone is not ready to commit to you for whatever reason, I don't care what it is, no one deserves to feel like they're the only one putting in effort. And what it sounds like to me is that you're really the only one that's trying, and she's more focused on school and mental health. Like, to me, it just doesn't seem like you guys are on the same page. And when two people aren't on the same page about things, it doesn't really end the best. Because listen, if that was me and I was feeling like these unsure feelings and I was making up these scenarios in my head, that's not just gonna magically go away. The only way that's gonna go away is if you feel secure and if you feel like she's committed to you. And because you're feeling all these things, you're only human, and you're only gonna be able to suppress that for so long, and you're only gonna be able to hide it for so long until it comes out. And that's an ugly side that nobody wants to see, you know? If you end up showing those cards to her, that is gonna be the biggest turnoff, and that's just gonna push her further away. You have every right to feel the way that you're feeling right now because she's not giving you enough. You never wanna stay in a circumstance where you don't feel fulfilled and you don't feel secure, because eventually, only because you're human, you're gonna start showing ugly sides of you that no one is gonna find attractive, and it's gonna be like, I'm telling you, it's going to be the biggest turnoff, and it might potentially ruin the chances of you guys having a really good relationship at a later time. And listen, I'm just going to shoot you straight. Right now, she's having her cake and she's eating it too. I feel like this is really harsh to say, and like, I don't think this and I don't mean this, but looking at it from an unbiased perspective, I feel like she's not viewing you as like the high value man that you are. Because if she did, she would be like, I don't care what the hell I have going on around me right now. I can't lose this man, and I need to make this work, and I need to be with him. And listen, you never want to force someone to see the value in you, but if you want someone to see the value in you, what you can do is you can force them into a situation where they're either going to see it or they're not. And I know it's scary because you're probably thinking in your head that if it doesn't go the way that you want it to go, then you're going to lose this person. But like, at the end of the day, is it really like a loss? Like, if she doesn't see your value, is it really a loss? Like, you seem like you're a great guy. If I were you, I would say, listen, such and such, I don't even remember if you told me your name. I want to be with you. I act like your boyfriend. I do boyfriend things. You know, I'm not seeing anyone else. I'm committed to you. So if you're telling me that you're at a point where you can't be committed to me as well, for whatever reason, then like, I gotta go. She's either gonna lose you, and she's gonna realize, I just had like a great guy that did A, B, C, D, all these things for me, and I just let him walk out of my life, and I gotta fix this, and I gotta get him back. Or you're gonna walk, and she's gonna be like, all right. And like I said, do you want someone that's gonna be like, all right about you? Like, no. Because listen, if this one girl doesn't appreciate you, then you're gonna find dozens of other girls that will. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you're like friends with benefits, or you're just friends, or you're playing the part of a boyfriend and you're playing the part of a committed relationship, but you're not. And I'm not even saying give her an ultimatum, because I hate ultimatums, and if someone gave me an ultimatum, I'd be like, okay, bye. You need to take the power back in the situation, because right now she has all the power and you're just sitting there like a freaking puppet. No offense, you're great. But you need to take the power back. You need to say to her, I want this, and you don't, so I gotta go. And if you do it, you have to do it correctly. You cannot contact her. If she reaches out to you and she texts you, literally ignore her. And once again, I know it's scary, but I would say at least for a month, at least for 30 days. Because I feel like a month is a really solid time for people to go through like the steps of like grieving. So I'm not gonna lie, probably for the first few days, she's gonna be like on some FU shit, and she's gonna be like, you know what, screw him. He walked out of my life, screw him. Then she's not gonna hear from you. She's gonna wonder why. Because at this point, you haven't really shown much strength when it comes to her, and she always felt like she had you right where she wanted you. So then maybe after the second week, she's gonna be like, damn, like he's really not gonna text me, he's really not gonna call me. It's gonna start to mess with her. And then another week goes by. That's when she's like really gonna feel it. It is literally impossible to miss something when it's right in front of your face. If she feels like she has you and she feels like you're right where she wants you, she's never gonna like see your worth and see your value, because she has you exactly where she wants you. And like I said, I know it seems scary, and you seem like you're a really great guy, and you probably feel like if you left her right now, you'd be leaving her in like such a crappy state, and like, you know, she's going through it, and you don't want to add anything else to the mix. But I'm telling you right now, and I'm just being brutally honest, a woman will never love a man that she doesn't respect. Women like and crave and desire like a really strong man. Right now, you're not really showing signs of strength. And if you walk away, I'm telling you, she'll probably think it's the hottest thing ever, and she'll probably grow a lot of respect for you. I wouldn't give her an ultimatum. I wouldn't even give her a choice. I would not even give her a choice. I would literally go to her and I would be like, listen, whatever. I'm not being fulfilled in this situation the way that I want to be fulfilled. And like, I gotta go. I want this, and you right now are not willing to give it to me, so I need to leave. Work on whatever you need to work on. Focus on school, focus on your mental health, focus on all those things. but like I'm not gonna be here for you, and you are not going to be able to reap all the benefits of me without committing to me. So I gotta go. I wouldn't even give her a choice. And I could bet big money on it that she will come running back to you. And I would not say a single word to her for at least 30 days. If she called me, I would ignore it. If she texted me, I would ignore it. She needs to know what it's like to miss you. She needs to know what it's like to not have access to you. She's not going to see your worth, and she's not going to see your value until she doesn't have it anymore. And listen, I feel like that's probably not what you wanted to hear, and you probably wanted to hear that like you weren't getting strung along, but like you kind of are. I'm just being brutally honest. I think she'll respect you a lot more if you just don't answer her. You're in a good spot. I know that it's easier said than done, and I know it's scary to walk away from someone and not know if they're gonna come back, but you're gonna do what you're gonna do. And I wish you the best of luck. But what I would do is I would take a hike and I would put that girl in a position where her back's up against the wall and she's either gonna miss you or she's not. And if she misses you, then great. And if she doesn't miss you, then also great. And guess what? You can do all these things that you're doing for her for a girl that's going to give you the same in return. All right, I feel like I'm gonna do one more and I'm gonna make it a quick one. This is from a girl named Elizabeth. Once again, I hope I'm allowed to say that. Please remember that if you're going to submit an email, just let me know if you want me to say your name or not. If you don't say, please keep me anonymous, I'm just gonna assume that you don't mind if I read your name. So this is from a girl named Elizabeth, and she says, hey Katie, I've been dating this guy on and off for the past year. He's super cool and I get along with him really well, but he's really handsy and I'm not always comfortable with it, and I don't want to tell him because he will get mad at me and cut me off from our friends. He's done that before. What do I do? Okay, well, first of all, I feel like I need you to re-email me, or I'll just respond to you personally. But like, what do you mean he cuts you off from your friends? Girl, I hate him. I'm sorry, but like, who is this guy? I'm gonna keep it really real with you guys in these videos, and like, that guy ain't it. Listen, you are literally talking to like the queen of like not wanting to be touched. Like, I don't even get my nails done or pedicures because I can't stand people touching me. I've had to set boundaries with every single person that I've ever been in a serious relationship with, because I don't struggle with intimacy, I struggle with affection, if that makes sense. I never liked when guys were super like on top of me. I'm not a very affectionate person. Well, actually, I feel like I take that back, because I feel like I can be for the right person, because I have met people that have like brought that out of me. But the 3 guys that I've been in like serious committed relationships with, I was like, listen, I'm not an affectionate person. Let me come to you. Because if you're hanging all over me and you're like grabbing me all the time, I'm just like, get off of me. And I know that that's hard for guys to deal with. I'm like, I get it. And I tell people that like right off the bat. I'm like, listen, like, I'm not the one. So this email to me is like very troubling, because if you're telling a guy, please back off, like I have boundaries and I'm not okay with this, and he doesn't respect that, girl, absolutely not. I would run. And the fact that he cuts you off to your friends or your friend group because you don't let him be like super handsy with you, girl, give me his number, okay? I'll handle him real quick. If he really wants to get handsy with somebody, he could get handsy with me, because I'll beat his ass. He could catch these hands, okay? Because like, I'm sorry, that's not okay. You're not putting up with that, and like we're not putting up with that. Like, that pisses me off. Like, I'm actually angry. I don't care how cool you think this guy is, he's not. I literally, what did you say in the beginning? You're dating a guy on and off. He's super cool. Yeah, no, he's not. Sorry, babe. Sorry. He's not super cool. He sounds like a super douchebag. And listen, I love you and I don't want you to learn the hard way, but absolutely not. If you tell a guy to keep his hands off you and he doesn't do it, it's not okay. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. So let me know when you leave him. And listen, maybe you need to hear it from someone else, and maybe we can all collectively in the comments below give her a little encouragement and positive reinforcement that ain't it, okay? Because at the end of the day, this is what I want these videos to be about. I want it to be about us all giving each other advice and us all learning from something. So If you disagree with something I'm saying, put it in the comments below. I'm not the end all be all of relationship advice. I'm just telling you what I would do. But if you would do something different, put it in the comments below. So then people can read the comments and they can get a different perspective, or maybe you've gone through something different and you have a different outlook. Just keep it respectful and we're all good. But as for this video goes, I'm gonna wrap it up. I know I only answered 3 emails. I'm gonna get better at this. I talk a lot. I go off on tangents. I know. Thank you guys so much to everyone that submitted emails, and it means a lot to me that you guys would even like trust me with your problems and trust me with, you know, whatever you're going through. Like, it really does mean the world to me. I promise that I'll make efforts to try to get back to everyone if I don't end up using your email in a video. I do want to do a bunch of relationship advice videos though. That's why I'm holding off on answering some of these personally, because I want to use them in future videos. So don't worry, if you didn't see your email get answered, it's probably because I want to use it in a future video because I feel like it could be useful. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you could do me a solid, and I barely ever even asked you guys because I always forget, if you could just go ahead and make sure to like this video, because it really helps with the algorithm and it really helps the video get pushed to people that are past just my subscriber base. And I really want these videos to reach, you know, as many people as possible, obviously. Like, that's why I film videos. Also, if you watch my videos and you enjoy my videos, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and then also please turn on the notification bell, because once again, it does wonders for the algorithm for whatever reason. You know, if you're subscribed and you hit the bell, it just pushes your channel more. Thank you guys for allowing me to do something that's like a little bit different and a little bit out of the box. I'm 1,000,000% still gonna do makeup videos because that is like my true passion, but I also want to feel like I'm doing something that fulfills me. Not to get like super deep, but I started off just loving art. I love to draw, I love to paint, I loved to do anything creative. But the reason why I really like fell in love with makeup was for the art of it, but it was also because of what came along with it. It's the confidence that a woman or a man feels when they put on makeup and you just feel good. And at the end of the day, I want my channel to be a space where you can learn to make yourself feel good on the inside out. So if I can do these videos to try to inspire people to feel good about themselves on the inside and to build confidence on the inside, and then also while teaching makeup, and you can, you know, like look good on the outside, that's like the end goal here, you know? Once again, a huge thank you to House for sponsoring today's video and keeping the lights on, because Lord knows that the AdSense doesn't. So yeah, really appreciative of that. But yeah, I hope to see each and every one of you in the next video. Bye guys.